Before we get started with today's topic, be sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and comment below. Let's define a few important terms for this discussion. Critic, one who engages often professionally in the analysis, evaluation, or appreciation of works of art or artistic performances, one who expresses a reasoned opinion on any matter, especially involving a judgment of its value, truth, righteousness, beauty, or technique. Critique, an act of criticizing, to examine critically. Criticize, to act as a critic, to consider the merits and demerits of and judge accordingly. In other words, to evaluate, to find fault in or fault with, point out the faults of. Criticism, the act of criticizing, usually unfavorably, a critical observation or remark. Critical, inclined to criticize severely and unfavorably, relating to or being a state, measurement, or point in or at which some quality, property, or phenomenon suffers a definite change. In short, to be critical of, criticize, or offer criticism for something or someone is to render a judgment of. While the criticism or judgment rendered can be positive or negative, it is more frequently associated with the identification of negative qualities or attributes observed. For this reason, one is more likely to repel, resist, or reject a criticism or judgment in anticipation that it is merely intended to point out a flaw. While it is certainly understandable that the pointing out of our flaws doesn't feel good, I would suggest to you that a criticism is actually acknowledgement and observation that the true value, worth, or quality of the object of the criticism is actually greater than what is currently observed. Therefore, I would encourage us to shift our perspective in a manner that would cause us to embrace criticism with the understanding that the critic actually sees something greater within us. It may be challenging for us to adopt this perspective if we struggle with low self-esteem, self-worth, or are unable to see ourselves as highly as others may see us. Now, the opposite of these positive and normal forms of criticism would be negative criticisms offered by what many would describe as haters or antagonists. These individuals may also see greater in you, but they will often set expectations that are unachievable. Their criticisms are intended to tear down or question the integrity of the object of their criticism, and they may actually be bitter, jealous, or envious towards the object of their criticism. Don't let criticism become your kryptonite. Instead, find strength in the critique and actively work to improve the area of the critique. But be sure the critique is coming from a friend and not a foe. If you're unsure how to distinguish between the two, look out for our video covering this topic.